where we dive into authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift and inspire us. From personal growth to social change. So grab your teacup and get ready to join the conversation.
Whatever. Wow. And so after that,
All right, let's spill some tea on that, right? Let's spill some tea on that. So this young lady, I'm gonna keep her up on the screen, just for visual purposes. So this trans person, young lady, says that, she was being tutored after school, and they started making advances, and then it ended up becoming intimate, right? Actual, but it could have been consensual because a person under 18 cannot legally consent to X with a grown person, right? So I don't know what is going on in our schools today, but they are very, very out of order in comparison to what they used to be. Our teachers are sleeping with our children. Our children are beating up the teachers. The education is not nowhere up to par to where our kids aren't even reading, they're not doing arithmetic, they're not knowing their history, they're not doing anything socially, economically. Shout out to all the kids that are listening in school to the best that they can. It sounds like this young person took what they could get out of a school experience, was trying to get some tutoring. Unfortunately, it turned into something that wasn't ideal for them, academically, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And I'm very, very sorry to hear that for this young person. We need to tighten up, on our schools. If you can get in on like your school board committee, things like that. I'm looking to do that at my daughter's new school because she had an incident going on. She's a ASD and ADHD child. And so she had to be removed from a school, and was out of school for 6 months. She just got, placed back into another ASD center school. So, we're taking it day by day. But BS is happening in these schools. Okay. So where we have got to be very vigilant in monitoring, supervising our children, talking to our children. YouTube, video games, phones, computers, and tablets do not control and supervise or step in to be on the side of parenting that you are supposed to be doing. There will never ever be a replacement parent for you like a tablet or YouTube. Okay. My kids spend time on YouTube, things like that. I make sure it's very age appropriate to the best of my abilities because sometimes things like sneak in to their viewing. You have to monitor the stuff, keep on your parental controls, things like that. And so, yeah, my daughter is ASD and ADHD. However, she knew and I knew when things the balances were off with her, right? Because I watch my kids. I know every movement, everything that my kids do, right? So when things alter or change in any little slight way, I recognize it immediately. So, um, yeah, if you can get your kids into the best areas of life, not saying that, things don't happen in the suburbs because they darn sure do. However, they definitely are going on in the more impoverished areas where, people are being down by the economy and not seeing any way out of circumstances where they do wrong things, right? So you have a better chance of avoiding those types of situations if you can move your, family into places, spaces with people that are less likely to victimize your children.
You became LGBTQ. What? But you feel like you would have been either way?
Yeah.
Seriously? Huh. Huh. That is something else. Okay, so let me ask you this real quick, because there's a popular trans that I interview on my channel that, the whole channel, just for some reason they like to see this person's interviews, named Cash. And so recently Cash had a situation where after the interview, and it always happens, like Cash always gets hit on out there. But an older guy was hitting on her and everything else, and I still had the cameras rolling. And so I let it happen for like a little bit. And then I was like, telling the older guys, like, hey, just to let you know what I'm saying, what would you think if, the person was trans? And then, he was like, oh, well, that would be a different story, this and that and the third. And so he felt like it should be illegal for trans people to not disclose it right away. But Cash felt like, well, I should be able to disclose it if I feel like there's a romantic interest from my end, right? So in other words, like if 20 people approach you a day, should you have to disclose that right away to everybody that approaches you for stuff? What are your thoughts on that, right?
I'm gonna say yeah, but no, because it's not like you're interested in them.
Right.
It's really just a compliment life. So it's like if you see yourself trying to talk to that person after a compliment, yeah, disclose it right then.
Right,
but
okay.
If they're just complimenting you and you're not complimenting them back,
and you're just walking, minding your business.
You don't really have to say shit because they're just telling you look good. You shouldn't have, oh, I'm a trans, you can't tell me I look good. But if you know you're gonna like that person or try to talk to that person, yeah, let them know. Because
Okay.
that's dangerous.
What has been your dating life here in Atlanta like?
Horrible as fuck.
so the same thing as the cisgender women say, right? So what makes it?
I don't trust no nigga in Atlanta.
What makes it so horrible?
Niggas out here just want to fuck. I would say that. That's a lot of niggas in Atlanta. If they don't want to just fuck, they either want to be in a poly, and yeah.
Are these guys that are open with their dating trans, or are they like DL type guys?
DLs. I only deal with DLs. I don't deal with that.
Whoa! That's my train in the back. I live by a train. And oh my God. What is going on? I hear a lot of people say that they only deal with down low men, that they only deal with men that date men on the down low, meaning they're not out where, others know that they are dealing with the same SCX. A lot of them have women somewhere not knowing that their person is dating the opposite side of the coin. Oh my God. Drop some T's down in the chat. Let me know what, if any, experiences you may or may not have had in this dynamic of understanding what this world looks like. I've shared on a previous live because these are coming across the Tea Talk desk here in the Tribunal Room more and more, where, I about 20 years ago dealt with a person that was a man presenting and, was born a biological man, however, and he just was a fancy type of guy. He was like one of those real fancy dressing, hair in place, just one of those kind of men. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm not like stereotypical where I only date like men that are rugged or men that are just really suit and tie. Like, I'm attracted to the person that comes to me with a good energy that can seemingly align in some way with however life is looking for me. So, that can be from a hard hat wearing person to a briefcase carrying man. It does not, for me, it doesn't have to be one specific niche of a person, a man. Okay. However, this man was down low, and I did not know until I caught him in a down low experience. So you see what I'm saying? It happens. I know from personal experience myself. And sometimes we do not know. Remember the movie Four Colored Girls, where Janet Jackson, shout out to Janet Jackson, we love you, boo, was, finding out that her man, Ghost from Power, was on the down low. He didn't consider himself gay because he was sticking it and not getting stuck. I don't understand why you wouldn't think that that's not a gay act if you're sticking yourself in another person's orifices. The proper terminology for that would be you are engaging in it in a gay act. Let's keep on with the interview. Remember, come into the tribunal room, become a Tea Talk Triber today. You're gonna love it here. We got Tia. She is a trans person that only dates down low men.
LGBT community.
Okay, so you only deal with DLs. Like, you only deal with straight guys that, purport themselves to just deal with women.
If you, and see, this is a narrative that's running around. But on the Tea Talk show, where we talk teas, okay, we talk about everything and anything that matters in our communities. If you are attracted to the opposite person of your born gender, then you are a homosexual. Period. You're not still a straight person if you are attracted to the same X as you, the same gender as you. I don't care how you form it. I don't care how you write it. I don't care what new way you try to describe it to us. You are a person now that is of a homosexual nature because you are attracted to the opposite sex. Now, you can be a bi-curious or bi-liking person that likes both genders, understand that, but you're not still the straight person if you are and have engaged in X with the same actual person, gender. You're not.
Basically.
Yeah, but I be out in public with my dudes, so.
So let me ask you this, because that brings up another topic, right? If they're dealing with a trans, are they straight or are they, what do you consider that?
Bisexual.
You say what?
Exactly.
Bisexual. Okay, so because would you?
Because at the end of the day, we're still not a real woman, but we consider ourselves as a woman. So it's just like.
Do you ever let the guys see you without like the wig, the lashes?
All the time. If I'm comfortable with them, when I'm doing my hair and shit, yeah. But I pull my natural off all the time.
You say what?
I do natural hair and natural face all the time.
Is that right? Okay, and so do you get like a different,
I look the same.
Okay, so so there's no like, you don't get a different response or anything like that from guys? Okay.
I look the exact same.
Did you start taking hormones like?
I don't take them.
So you're just no hormones, no surgery, no nothing. Yeah, that's the same way. Same way Cash is. I tell you what, I don't know what it is, but maybe there's something in the water or something. But there seems to be more that are not doing the hormones, doing the surgeries and stuff like that.
Than the people that actually do the hormones and do the
I
surgery.
tell you what. So, okay, so but you never said what makes the dating life horrible.
I don't know. Niggas just be inconsistent. I don't know. A person like me, I require attention. Like, if I can't see you every other day or talk to you almost every day, well, I have nothing to talk about.
Okay, so have you had like A
Yeah.
relationship type deal?
Yeah, I had 2 relationships since I've been here.
And how long was the longest?
I don't know. I'm still talking to them.
Okay,
just
so
not
it's
together,
like
so.
it's complicated type deal.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Last question.
Thanks for watching. Remember to show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. It's a blessing. Keep your teacups filled and ready for my next upload. Until then, stay inspired and remember, always stay shifted.